Revolution Studios.
This is z.
Yeah.
Or
Digital clips.
boot. X. Run. Jump. That's something.
All these things
Jumping.
and more.
X.
At XX.
Pouch. Beep beep.
Oh, this is only XX. I thought it was X. Oh, it's
X.
XXX.
It's triple X. Don't watch, kids. This is triple X rated.
Yeah. Get the heck out of here. See what the options are. Whoa. Music on, sound effects on, credits on. Alright. Credits on. Gotta keep those on.
I think, isn't this based on a movie? Wasn't there a movie called Triple X?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, file, overwrite, select a file, whatever.
File 1.
There's a lot of... There's a 100% completion file.
Whoa, who did that?
You. Do not turn the power off.
Alright, let's go.
Unless you're speed running it.
Well, Xander, you passed the entrance exam in Columbia. Now it's time for the real thing. Anarchy 99 left us a little surprise in the clock tower in Old Town. Locate the clock tower key, enter the tower, and then find and disable that. Oh my god. That's awful. Old Town. Oh.
Oh yeah. I'm Robocop.
What's this like?
I'm fleshy Robocop.
I think you're just regular cop.
Yeah. I'm normal cop.
Oh yeah, man. Do you need to get health back?
Hello, fellow normal human.
Oh yeah. Can have health. I like that.
What? Why? Well, at least you can pick up health.
Yeah.
It's not just die. Die or die. That's your choice.
Look at this level design, eh?
Yeah.
Straight line.
Classic.
With some health. What's going on with your pants?
Wow, I really don't like this.
Man, your pants are weird looking. You got, what is it? It's like orange and black pants.
It makes me look like a robot. There's folds on my knees that just kind of turn inward. I think I'm a pre-rendered model, but I'm just not correct. Not anatomically proper. And there's all this space to my sides, but I can't move into any of it.
Yeah, it looks like there's a... It looks like these areas are big, but you can't go anywhere.
Well, you can shoot diagonally while you're crouched.
Cool.
You need to find a clock tower key for this door. Oh, snap.
Okay, so he's left-handed here. Now turn around. Oh, what?
Yeah, right hand.
Oh, that's weird. How'd you do that? I guess he's ambidextrous. Great work, X. You found the clock tower key.
It was right on top of the shelf.
That's where the key was. It was
Just
on the platform above you.
Just like in the movie.
Yeah. So I guess this is Mega Man X.
Yeah?
Because we're X. So, yeah.
Can't wall jump though. Not anymore. After I broke my leg. After that accident at the mill. X just ain't the same anymore.
At the old mill in Old Town.
Jeez. Complete your mission before you can leave. Okay. I like it when you don't know what anything is, where anything leads, but you're like your operator or whatever gets so pissed
Ew.
at you when you try to leave
Wait
the
a
level.
minute. Is that like a wooden platform moving up and down up there?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That just looks really stupid.
Where is this? Yeah.
Oh.
It's not attached to anything.
Why is that doing that?
Look at this ladder.
What
This
side of the ladder are you on?
It's a spatially
You're on the
indistinct
wrong
ladder.
side of that ladder.
No, I'm not.
Now you are. Now you're on the right side.
It's a 9-dimensional ladder.
But when you were going down, you weren't, I don't think. Okay, from now on, play the game crouching, shooting upwards diagonally. It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to play this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got some nades.
Oh. So is that L or R or L? I see. Oh, I can climb on this. Wow, look, you can see my body in all its glory.
Ugh.
My body is not ready.
You look awful.
I can't just shoot down. I like that we're, like, this is the early 2000s and we're still making games like this. Basically just RoboCop on arcades.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Oh, don't do that.
Anytime anything happens, it just looks unkind.
I'm glad these games are over. Like movie games that not one of the developers cared. Haven't seen these in a while.
Well, they happen from time to time. It's just so much more effort to make something like that. Like, you just can't make them, not that this is presentable, but you can't make them presentable anymore.
Yeah, I really haven't had any movie games this gen, like that were just a dump lately. That's good. I remember when I was young, watching, like, TV is my primary resource for learning about games, TV and magazines. And every once in a while they'd be reviewing shit like this. Just crappy ass crap that they just made some guy write this shit. Wherever they worked, it was horrible.
So these are super darts. Oh yeah, I got a ammo meter taking up space for my pistol that has infinite ammo. As you can see here.
He's deftly dodging those bullets, man. He's fast.
I'm running circles around you.
I wonder what the plot of this movie is.
I don't remember. I've seen it. I've seen XXX. I really don't remember much about it.
Are you like a secret agent or something?
See, if I tried to describe it, I'd just, like, get it mixed up with Blade movies, so it's like
What?
I think they're similar in tone, but completely different other than that.
I bet you if you watch this movie now, like, they think their cell phones are really cool. They always think cell phones are so cool in these movies. You ever notice that? They keep showing them. And they always got the new flip phone.
Yeah.
Or something. Nowadays people don't give a shit, so that's kind of over, but back in the day, there was like flip phones and shit. They just thought that shit was like so hype back then.
Well, nowadays flip phones would be hype if they came out all over again, because they actually, like, stay together if you drop them. And they have buttons. I bet there's somebody, I bet there's a scene where someone shows off their car in this movie too.
I bet you this movie has licensed songs that were popular at this time.
Good job.
In 2002, like, it's probably got some Xzibit playing in the movie.
Oh, I think you get a, I think every time you miss a bullet, you lose accuracy on your end rating. Not bad, X. Anyway, we just received word that 2 chemicals required to make the final chemical weapon and the missile casing to place them in are hidden in the Prague metro system. Find them and disable them using extreme force on anyone who gets in your way.
Using extreme force. Oh god.
Extreme.
Oh no. It's awful.
Well, when does XXX show up? I'm only 1X.
Yeah, no, where's the other 2? You just waste. You're losing accuracy every time you just shoot nothing. Just shooting. Imagine if somebody did this for real and they were walking around somewhere shooting like they were in a video game and they were just shooting their weapon.
Yeah.
They were running forward, bang, 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 shooting nothing. What are you doing? I'm in a video game. And he tries to wall jump.
Fails to wall jump. It's like, yeah, any day now. Oh man, there should be a movie about somebody who thinks he's in a video game. That would be horrible, and would be made by Sony.
And would come out around 2002.
Yeah.
Bro,
but
if you die for real, you die in the game.
If you did it right, you'd think it was funny, or like maybe, I don't know. There's so many ways to screw it up.
I have a movie here. I have a film on DVD here still called Extreme Ops.
Oh yeah.
From around this time.
Extreme Ops.
Extreme Ops. And the tagline, I think, like, is "Fear is a trigger," or something. And on the cover, there's just people skiing, right, extreme like. Oh my god, it's bad. I actually got it when I was a kid. I don't remember how I got it, but I just had the DVD, and I watched it, because when you're a kid, you kind of just watch or play what you get. Like, you don't actually, like, if you get something, and if it's awful, you're still going to use it, right? But I watched it, and even when I was little, I knew it was bad. It was really bad. Horrible.
Yeah.
And it's one of these movies.
Well, when it's more like I've noticed something recently. When you think something's bad when you're a kid, you just don't take it as seriously, so you're not dwelling on it later on. Like you might notice that something's bad. Like I've seen kids before just recognize something as, you know, lame, but not really accepting it as a bad movie, you know? Because in like the go-go mid-20s, the you consider your time a lot more valuable, I think, and it just makes it more personal.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe kids these days don't watch garbage. Like, they actually just turn it off or something.
Yeah.
Or they go on Netflix. Like,
they could very easily do that.
Yeah, when we were little, we just watched what was on.
Uh-huh.
I think our generation spent most of its life wasting time.
Yeah.
I honestly think I wasted most of my life. Like, I just did nothing.
That could be.
Yeah, like, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. And I watched so much garbage.
I mean,
I watched like infomercials.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because.
In a sane world, you wouldn't watch no living human. Maybe the undead. Maybe the minions of the Lich would watch more than one episode of Monster by mistake, but not
Yeah,
not any living human.
We used to watch every episode. Just you didn't even like it. It was just on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think people like I imagine like the suits the suits upstairs would just be sitting there with glossy like glazed over eyes, thinking about Monster by mistake, wondering why it's getting ratings. Like well, is it really ethical to leave something like that on air?
Is it ethical? Is it ethical to put this bad cartoon on TV and subject kids to it, or are we just gonna leave it on? Like some butt ugly Martians and some biker mice from Mars and just shit thrown together. Jimmy Neutron. Ugh. Why did I watch this?
Jimmy Neutron wasn't even that bad. It was just gross. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed that crap. It's just one of those, like nowadays, it's just one of those Shrek-like things where you just, hey, remember that? It wasn't bad enough to make fun of, but it wasn't good enough to be worth, like, memory space.
I never actually liked Shrek when I was little. I remember that. It's not stupid. Well, I wasn't little enough when Shrek came out to actually get into it. I think I was probably too old at that point. But.
I liked it. I didn't like the whole idea of licensed music being inherently funny, so you could just throw it in and hope that people, hey, remember, no, you notice that shit.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Hey, now you're an all-star.
Hey, boy, you're a grand star.
How come that became the #1 stupid movie track? Like everyone remembers it now. It's so annoying and dumb, that song. It's a song everyone loves to hate All-Star now. It's hilarious. They listen to it ironically.
Yeah, it's well, it's the whole. The Martian has that too, and what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy has it. There are so many Hollywood movies that think they could just play old music and think people will laugh, and they will.
Factory films.
Factory films.
Yeah. Films that for some reason think you can never have downtime. Like psychologists are working for the investors, and they're sitting there. Okay, we need a joke at this time, and at this time, and at this point, someone has to die.
Yeah.
And every 8 minutes, someone has to make a quip. Okay, trust me. Just psychologically work this out. So you end up with like The Martian or the later Batman films, like before Christian Bale. The worst examples of just quipperino, never shut up movies that just scream at you. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Just screaming at you for 2 hours.
Shrek,
why can't like movies have no downtime now?
The first concept for Shrek was insanely ugly. Did you see that?
Yeah, I remember looking at that.
Yeah, it's this disgusting little thing. Like you'd never see that in the theaters. But then like they redesigned him into sort of like a homely fat dude. And that's like he's like oddly normal looking.
They focus tested him into a normal looking character. Like how Grimace just has 2 arms now. In McDonald's lore.
Yeah,
it's a little bit too scary, so he has 2 arms now. Poor Grimace.
I wouldn't accept a Grimace with 4 arms. I'm sorry.
Neither did McDonald's.
Yeah.
Is that like a? I keep thinking that's Coke. Like that's like a 6-pack of 2-liter Cokes or something. Look at it. It looks like Coke bottles. Man, I could go for some Coke right now. Big old fizzy Coke.
No, can't get around that. Alright. Be careful.
You ever see that, you know the trolley problem?
Yeah.
Like that meme, like the picture? You ever see the one where it was, all it is one track with everybody tied down to the one track and the train's coming and the lever. So it's just one track and the lever. And it says, if you pull this lever, it'll play All-Star when they die. If you don't, it'll play All-Star when they die.
Yeah.
Imagine just you're about to get ran over by a train with a bunch of other people and it's saying, "Hey, now you're an all-star." God damn it. Oh.
Oh boy.
So you can't not. There's no problem. There's no thing to solve. You're just placed in this awful situation where you can, if you don't pull the lever, it plays all-star, and if you do, it plays all-star.
Yeah.
So,
Where am I going now? Shit. It's not right. Ah, crap. I'm lost on level 2, as usual.
as usual, I can't get past
Exploding
level
darts.
2 in kids' games. Stuck on children's games again.
Ooh, exploding darts.
Ugh.
Well. Aha, see this?
Mm.
See this little stutter he does in midair?
Mm-hmm.
That's a programming oversight. Very basic one, it seems.
Oh, you mean that little, wait, do it again.
He kind of stops for a frame in midair. Right before he hits the ground.
Oh yeah, I see it now, yeah, that's right.
It's like when you want to have someone land, and you stop, like you set their speed to 0 before you before you move them to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why bother? You can practically see the why bother.
Have you ever noticed that like big name games these days can't figure out how to spawn people on the ground anymore? Like they just give up and they just spawn them above the ground so they don't get stuck.
Aha, here we go.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like I've seen really expensive games where they can't figure out how to spawn someone on the ground because I guess that's hard to do. So they spawn them like a meter off the ground, and then they fall boom where they land.
Yeah.
Yeah, noticing that now. I never used to notice that.
You gotta, like...
I guess it's getting the way terrain is now, it's getting really hard to make sure people don't spawn in terrain.
Well, you don't normally spawn people like on the ground anyway. You spawn them above the ground and then have them immediately move to the position of the ground.
Well, why don't they just instead of that, why don't they just you spawn them above the ground, right? And then the loading screen doesn't stop until they hit the ground. So that way, the finish loading and your characters are just standing there, right? You just make the loading screen go longer.
Yeah.
Why don't they just do that? That way you don't have to see that nonsense where everyone just lands, like they just flew there. Yeah. It's really minor. I'm just noticing it though. I think game worlds are getting so big now that I know that the bigger your game world is, the harder it is to do the positioning. Like the variable that contains the address is bigger now. So it has to figure out where you were in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
And the further away you get from the origin of the map, the harder it is to figure that out. That's why, like in Kerbal Space Program, if the physics screw up when you're really far out in space, like things just start going wrong. They call it the Kraken. It gets you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever have you put a spacecraft really, really far away from Kerbin, and then you leave and you save the game and you come back after a while and sometimes a part's missing?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen that. Yeah, that's the Kraken.
Huh.
It's because it's having a hard time calculating the position of things out there. Because Kerbal Space Program is a gigantic world, technically.
Yeah.
Like, it's a huge map. And it just gets hard to calculate where shit's supposed to be.
It's because of floating points, I guess.
Yeah, it's a floating point calculation. That's what it is. That's what I was
It's
thinking.
like the.
And it's even not. It's not even perfect in 64-bit.
Uh-huh.
It's not even good enough.
Yeah. It's where the decimal point, like you have a certain number of digits available, and if you want a really high number, instead of making it like a normal integer, you move the you keep track of where the decimal point is in that series of digits. So like you get it becomes less accurate the higher you go.
Yeah, well, you get it short when you're really far out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes. It's like that in real life.
Yeah, it is.
That's
like
quantum physics is like this.
Uh-huh.
Floating point. They call that.
Oh shit.
They call that Heisenberg uncertainty principle in real life. Try again.
Oh yeah, that's XXX right there.
It looks really ugly.
Yeah, he's an ugly fella.
Something wrong with his head. Look at this guy's glasses. They're just awful.
Yeah, they're just tiny little spots.
Looks like they're drawn on.
Yeah, so that's why this guy looks like an alien. It's like he looks like a cone head weirdo. He's like that in real life.
Ooh.
Okay, so damn it! You gotta start from the beginning. What does this shit expect from me, man?
Like, man, how many bits is real life? If right now, like, say like on Mars, like a Mars probe on the surface of Mars is where it's supposed to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
How many bits is real life then?
Well, Earth isn't the origin of the universe. That's where you're...
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Only I know where the origin of the universe is.
Like, imagine if we had a limitation in the addresses contained in the variable of life, so that Mars, things orbiting Mars, were not always where they're supposed to be. They had mess ups, and they called it slippage.
Yeah.
Or one of the rovers is inside the terrain, like glitched up in the terrain. Oh, yeah. Damn it! We gotta dig it out. You never know. Life is only 32-bit after all.
Yeah.